Good morning, everybody. And I'm absolutely delighted to be able to welcome you to this webinar looking at trade opportunities in West Africa. And I want to first of all give a couple of thanks to the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce, of which Hogan Lovells, where I'm a partner, are founding members, and the UK-Liberia Chamber of Commerce as well, and especially to our sponsors, Bank of Africa and Contractor UK Limited. We're going to have an opportunity today to hear about key issues from leading business people on the continent. My name's Andrew Skipper. I'm head of the Hogan Lovells Africa practice. We're a global law firm with doing a lot of work in Africa and in West Africa in particular. I'm also co-chair of the UK government's Africa Investors Group, co-chairing that with Emma Wade-Smith, and I'm vice chair of the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art. So I'm personally very much looking forward to this morning. West Africa it's as varied and vibrant a region as you could possibly get, and this is reflected in our excellent speakers today. There can be no proper analysis, I think, without acknowledging the real challenges faced by many countries internally with their neighbours, and highlighted by the ongoing issues of COVID, the recent death of the president of Chad, continuing issues faced by the region's largest country, Nigeria, with SARS, Boko Haram, a recent kidnapping, even a judge's strike at the moment. But as the Africa Union has called for a new paradigm, we're seeing some of the key institutions for Africa locating in West Africa, with African Development Bank, of course, in CDI, the Africa Secretariat for the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement in Accra, and I'm seeing genuine optimism for the potential of a massively increased intra-Africa trade and value add in Africa for Africa, which the UK in its relations should be able to work in partnership with. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic's made conversations even more interesting, and a lot of them are held like this. I would normally be out in Accra or elsewhere talking to my friends, which I haven't been able to do. But the importance of international cooperation, G7 is proving that at the moment, in fighting the virus and alleviating the economic impact is absolutely critical. You will all no doubt have read the 400-page or whatever it is, UK government's integrated review, comprehensive reforms which are coming through, some of which have been welcomed and some of which most definitely haven't, but all of which are going to be relevant to our discussions today as we try and facilitate intra-Africa and outside Africa to the UK trade. It's unique challenges for us all, and we're hoping today to discuss how to promote UK-West Africa trade in a COVID-19 world, UK sub-Saharan Africa trade highlighted in the recovery, and showcase some of our trade and investment opportunities at the end as put forward by our sponsors. I've got a passion for the continent, which I'm sure you all share, and this is a really great chance for us all to listen and learn. As we all know, and sometimes I have to remind myself of, we are given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We've got a lot to get through today. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Anthony Pyle, who's the founder and chairman of Blue Skies Holding, who will make some welcome and introductory remarks for us. Anthony is, of course, chair of the UK Ghana Chamber, a Ghanaian citizen and founder of Blue Skies, leading manufacturer of fresh cut fruit, all done to add value in Africa for Africa. So an absolute poster child for the new paradigm we've all been talking about. So as I say, without further ado, Anthony, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much indeed. And like you, I'm confined to Europe at the moment. I'm actually stuck in a very nice place in the south of France. The sun is shining, so I'm very happy to be here. But I would prefer to be in Africa, like many of you. Now, I wonder whether many of you, like me, wonder why, with some surprise, that Africa is not actually moving forward at the pace of development as other parts of the world. I've often wondered that. I've questioned myself over some 24, 25 years of being involved, particularly in Ghana. As you know, I'm a Ghanaian now, not just in every way in which I think, but also I'm very proud to say that I'm a citizen of Ghana as well. So I do understand a little bit about the challenges which face us there. Blue Skies is a business which is classically global. We make fresh cut fruit products, which we fly to Europe every day, not just for West Africa, where we have 3 factories in Ghana. We have 1 factory in Benin. We have a pack house in Senegal, pack house in Ivory Coast too. And that's about West Africa. We have the 2 factories in Egypt, and we have 2 factories in South Africa as well. So we really cover the African continent. But just to make the point really that we can't depend entirely on Africa, we also have a factory in Brazil, mainly a backup for mango products, because as you know, mango doesn't really grow all year round everywhere in Africa. Then we have 1 in UK, a rather sad operation actually, because it's been severely affected by Brexit. We've lost many of the East European people who work for us. But it's an important factory because if you remember back in 2010, when we had the skies of Europe really interrupted by that volcanic eruption in Iceland, it put a stop to basically our business. It's the only year, incidentally, that Blue Skies lost money. So we were devastated by that. I might say that this might be the second year because we're not doing very well with the COVID job, coupled with a few pressures, I have to say, from Brexit as well. So that's us. And I'm really fascinated to hear everybody's views because it is an opportunity. I think this is a very well-named title to our webinar because I think opportunities abound in Africa. And I'm beginning to understand, I think, some of the reasons possibly why we're not zooming ahead in the way perhaps we should. And I wonder if one of them is that we don't work together enough. I mean, lots of us are in chambers of commerce and activities like that, and you've heard of all the various things in which Andrew's involved. But do we really pull together in the way that we ought to? But do we have enough one-stop shops? Do we have, for example, a strong enough relationship between our European friends, our UK friends, and West Africa in particular? Do we have enough links between West Africa itself? I mean, ECOWAS, the oldest economic system in Africa, in the world, I think, actually, maybe corrected there, but certainly the first in Africa. And yet, you know, when you cross a border to Nigeria or Togo, as I often do, or Burkina or Mali, you run into problems. You know, there's a little bit of informal activity going on there with the police, and there's very often problems with bureaucracy and delays, and that's what making it very difficult. ECOWAS should be, I think, a seamless group of countries working closely together for the betterment of our West African opportunities. That might be one. The second thing is finance. You know, it's easy to get money, isn't it? But you have to have the idea in which to make those people who supply the money impressed. I sometimes think that the money is too easy to get, and sometimes I think it's too difficult to get. But what I do believe is that maybe we ought to be looking at a little more grant activity. I mean, if there are some really good ideas, but the cost of raising that finance is too much, perhaps we ought to see grants a bit more. I often think that. I think Blue Skies could have done a lot more. We employ now 3,500, 4,000 people. I could be certain to employ double that if we'd had a bit more money available for the good ideas. It has to be for the good ideas. And they should be properly monitored and so on to make sure they really are. Maybe this idea of the one-stop shop that I mentioned ought to be a little bit more of a solid requirement. I don't know how many of you have started businesses in West Africa. I'm sure quite a few, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Finding a way through the cultural challenges, finding a way through some of the bureaucracies, and of course the different tax systems and what have you. And you know, it can be a real challenge, I think, to find the route through all these complexities to set up. And a number of people have just said, oh, yeah, can't do this, white flag, and you give up. Pity, great shame, because I've seen it myself. So I think the chambers of commerce, maybe some of the other institutions which work with the government, maybe they could be of help, something that perhaps you can discuss. Fourth, mindset. I really worry about the mindset. You can see I'm white, rather reddish white because of the sun shining here, but nevertheless white. And I'm a citizen of Ghana. I feel every bit as much a Ghanaian as any Ghanaian does. But, sometimes there is that little sort of xenophobic something or other, which I think is a shame. And I know I'm sticking my neck on the block here and I'm probably going to have it chopped off. But the fact is that, if we're going to work together, we've got to work together. We've got to trust each other and we've got to really believe in each other. Not so much you, excuse me, not so much you and me, but particularly those in government. I often worry that in 24 years of being set up in Ghana, I could probably count on one hand the visits I've had from ministers, perhaps even half a hand. But I've had people like Tony Blair and Boris Johnson and many other great names visit us from time to time. We've had African visitors from other countries. We've had all sorts of... So everybody recognizes that we've got something in blue skies. But there's something about really it being, are we part of the furniture? Are we part of the system? Are we recognized enough as actually really being something which can contribute? Because we do contribute hugely. Largest employer in the private sector in Ghana. So I would really like to see a change of the mindset, and maybe there's a few comments that can be made about that. I'm probably going to get, I'm surprised I haven't been cut off already. And the fifth, the final point I really wanted to just touch on, and maybe something that we can think about while we're having our meeting today. It's the model. Maybe part of the problem with this sort of xenophobic stuff I was talking about is because the models are wrong. I think we have in Blue Skies what we call the joint effort enterprise. It's a terribly simple word, a few words, joint effort enterprise, but it basically means we're like a rugby team, for those of you who understand that funny game, where we all put each arms around each other in a scrum and we push forward together. We're moving as one. It doesn't matter what age you are, what gender you are, what color you are, you are part of the team that's moving together. And I think that we need to get this model right for any investment that's going to take place in West Africa and Africa in general, maybe elsewhere as well. So I think having a model which can help to bind people together in trust, that's it. There isn't a suspicion between, that, I would like to take some of his money or I'd like to exploit it. No, none of that stuff. We are working together, we're going to make this work, and we're going to go whoa at the end of it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for letting me kick off. Thank you in particular, Andrew. I hope that it allowed me to continue to now. So, I've said one or two controversial things, I know. But then I think the opportunity now for us to do something really good for West Africa is in your hands.
Anthony, thanks so much. Thanks so much for that. And I think the resonance for those of us who do business across Africa, words like partnership, trust, and respect are those which resonate with me. I'd now like to ask Jennifer Blagoji, who's the head of external relations at the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, to give us a brief message. So, Jennifer, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Ghana. My name is Jennifer Blagoji, and I am the External Relations Manager for the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce. This past year has been a difficult year for the entire world, and Ghana is no different. However, we are bouncing back as the entire country gets vaccinated against this pandemic. Given that the UK and West African countries have had long-standing trade relations, we are happy to welcome and connect UK businesses that intend to explore new opportunities in West Africa and for West African countries looking to do likewise in the UK to take advantage of this huge platform. We are truly grateful to our partners and sponsors, the UK Liberia Chamber of Commerce, the AM Group, the Federation of West African Chambers of Commerce, Bank of Africa Ghana, Contractor Construction UK Limited, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, and the Association of Ghana Industries. For companies looking to do business specifically in Ghana, we encourage you to reach out to us at the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce as we continue to create networks and connect businesses. Visit our website and follow us on social media. Thank you. Bonjour
Jennifer.
à tous et salutations du
en
Ghana.
français aussi.
Je m'appelle Jennifer Blagoji et je suis la responsable des relations extérieures de la Chambre de commerce UK Ghana. Cette dernière année a été une année difficile pour le monde entier et le Ghana n'est pas différent. Cependant, nous rebondissons alors que tout le pays s'est fait vacciner contre cette pandémie. Étant donné que le Royaume-Uni et les pays d'Afrique de l'Ouest entretiennent des relations commerciales de longue date, nous sommes heureux d'accueillir et de connecter les entreprises britanniques qui ont l'intention d'explorer de nouvelles opportunités en Afrique de l'Ouest et pour les pays d'Afrique de l'Ouest qui cherchent à faire de même au Royaume-Uni pour en profiter de cette immense plateforme. Nous sommes vraiment reconnaissants à nos partenaires et sponsors, la Chambre de commerce Royaume-Uni Liberia, le groupe AM, la Fédération des chambres de commerce et d'industrie de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, la Banque d'Afrique du Ghana, Contractor Construction UK Limited, l'Association de l'Union des commerçants du Ghana et l'Association des industries du Ghana. Pour les entreprises qui cherchent à faire des affaires spécifiquement au Ghana, nous vous encourageons à nous contacter à la Chambre de commerce UK Ghana alors que nous continuons à créer des réseaux et à connecter les entreprises. Visitez notre site web et suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux. Merci beaucoup et on vous souhaite une bonne conférence.
On attend la langue portugaise et tweet maintenant? No? Okay, merci beaucoup, Jennifer. I thought we were in the, it was almost 12 points pour tout le monde. Voilà. I would now like to introduce you to the opportunities for trade and investment in key sectors of Ghana's economy. We have two gentlemen who are perfectly designed for this job, Dr. Joseph Obeng, who's the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, and also Seth Twum Akwaboah, who's the CEO of the Association of Ghana Industries, appointed in 2011. And he coordinates the activities of 22 business sectors under AGI's membership. So welcome, gentlemen, and I would like to start with Dr. Obeng, please, to give us a brief spotlight on opportunities in key sectors of Ghana's economic forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I must say, trade opportunities have always existed between Ghana and the UK for many years. The trade has always been in commodities and raw materials from Ghana, and consumables, manufactured products, plants and equipment from the UK. The goodwill has been there, especially in terms of quality products. That has always been associated with British goods. With time, however, quality has been overpriced. Access to UK market has also become extremely difficult. That is, visa restrictions and lack of easy movement with money. This positive business relations with UK has now shifted to other parts of the world, notably China, India, Dubai, Turkey, and other emerging economies. This has been possible because developing countries like Ghana require quality but affordable goods, and there is a remarkable ease in trading with most of these countries with very attractive incentives such as the Exim Bank guarantee, insurance schemes, and other diplomatic channels. The outbreak of COVID-19 has been an eye-opener to developing countries like Ghana. The pandemic, which started in China, saw to its lockdown as China had this disease first and they locked down their country. At this time, the pandemic has set in. At this time, panic has set in, and Ghanaians were wondering where we will be able to sustain ourselves. As a trade leader, journalists have approached me most times asking me if the lockdown persists for about 6 months, where will Ghana be? And I will say that our import requirement, we can only access about 10%, even less than 10% from within Ghana or even within West Africa. So if the problem persists, it means that we'll be in serious problem. Fortunately, Ghanaian businesses demonstrated innovations in the manufacturing of items like PPEs, sanitizers, pharmaceutical drugs, and other consumables, which hitherto were being imported. The pandemic has woefully exposed West African nations because we could not have met our import requirements, which are about 90% dominant from foreign sources, especially China. What is imminent now is the fact that we have a huge gap of over 90% of our import requirements that needs to be filled to serve West African sub-region with a population of about 390 million, and also by extension, the entire African continent with a population of over 1.2 billion. And this is in the context of the African Free Trade Area, Continental Free Trade Area. This is a huge opportunity for businesses that has been reviewed by COVID-19 pandemic that needs to be exploited. What businesses in Ghana seek are partners with expertise and the urge to invest in these areas of manufacturing or value addition. And our UK partners must play this key role. The greatest advantage in partnership is that our UK partners will have an unhindered access to the African Free Trade Area and enjoy its benefits through partnership with the locals like us. In view of all the aforesaid, we will want to highlight the following areas as worthy of investing. They are manufacturing of consumables, pharmaceuticals, agrochemicals, agro-processing, hardware, electricals and electronic products, leasing of equipment, building of depots and warehouses, and construction. In order to facilitate all these, there will be the need to improve cultural and business exchanges, trade fairs, and B2B, and programs such as the one that we are having. Thank you. I'll end here and wait for the questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Obeng. That's absolutely perfect timing. So congratulations. Now I'd like to ask Seth Akwaboah to follow that up, CEO of the Association of Ghana Industries. So Seth, over to you. Thank you.
Well,
hello. Do we
thank
have
you very much?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I saw you earlier, so I'm over to
so
you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And indeed, I would like to share my slides with you. I don't know if you have seen it on the screen now. Is my slide showing on the screen?
Yes, they are. You just need to click onto the to show it in one go. So,
yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. You can click at the bottom right where there's that little bullet point down just next to the 50%. Keep going left a bit, left a bit. It's just at the bottom. No, not there. There's an upside down bell push which you can get onto. There you go. No.
Sorry.
Oh, press F5, says a very helpful Kaushik Khanna.
Oh wow! I don't know why.
Just use this and click on each one you want to show, and then we'll see it all right.
Yeah, let me just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quickly, let me just indicate that I just want to make 1-2 remarks about my organization, which is Association of Ghana Industries. AGI is the main industrial association in Ghana with membership across the country. We've been in the system for over 62 years, and we cover several sectors. The list of the sectors are here. I can show it to you, and I can send you the full list later. But it's actually an industrial sector that covers, it's an industrial organization that covers virtually all the key sectors of the Ghanaian economy. But largely our members are agro-processors and manufacturing and service companies. In terms of services, our key services are business advocacy. We advocate for the businesses. And then also we provide business development services. And also we provide business network services for our members. These are the reasons why members join the association. I gave you the background because you are dealing with businesses, and I believe that some of the companies that are here are members of AGI, and then also you would like to partner local companies in doing business when it comes to Ghana. Having said that, let me go straight to the key area of the presentation, which has to do with the business opportunities in Ghana. But for every business, when you want to set up, there are a few things that you look out for. If you want to invest in a country, you want to be sure that your investment in the country is secured. And for that reason, you look at so many things. For us in Ghana, we take pride of our peaceful democratic environment, which gives business confidence to people who want to invest, because we can be sure that when you invest, there will be no military takeover that would affect your business. So the co-investments are long-term. So that is one. And we also have advantage of the fact that multi-party democracy has worked since 1992 and never had any problem. So it's also a strong attractive point. I think, generally speaking, proximity to American, European markets and all other places is good. Infrastructure for movement around is so good. So I think these are positive areas that we need to look at. Having said that, I think that for us as business people, we look at a couple of things that also encourages people to do business in Ghana. And largely, the macroeconomic environment is key. Even though we've had a few challenges here and there, but generally speaking, I think the macroeconomic stability in Ghana it's quite encouraging. And I think that if you have a policy rate that is consistently coming down, exchange rates regime that is reasonable within range, inflation within range, and the interest rate is generally high in Ghana. We complain about it. However, I think that it also presents an opportunity for those who want to do business with us. So generally speaking, we've had reasonably good business environment and stable environment, and therefore conducive for business. In terms of the impact of the COVID, yes, we have done our own studies, and clearly it has shown that we were severely affected by the COVID situation. And by our own study, about 80% of our businesses were negatively affected by the COVID. And among them were SMEs, the manufacturing sector, and so on and so forth. But as Mr. Obin mentioned, there were sectors that also benefited and gained a bit. The pharmaceutical sector, those that are producing certain sensitive drugs that are over the counter, those who are producing hand sanitizers were also taking advantage of the market situation. And some enterprises in the textile industries, those producing face masks, PPEs, and so on and so forth. But what the COVID told us, I mean, the clear indication we had was that it got to a point people were quite scared that since we are so much import dependent, if we are unable to get the other economies open, how are we going to survive? How are we going to continue with our business and our normal life? It meant that there are certain products that we must necessarily produce locally. We must have the local capacity to produce those products. Essential items like basic things like food, pharmaceuticals, and clothing must be adequately produced here in Ghana. We think that we are overly importing these items, and that is where the opportunity also comes in. And it's giving us an idea that if you want to invest in Ghana, these are possible areas you must look out for, because we want to prepare for any such occurrence in the future. We must be sufficient in a number of ways, especially food-related items, pharmaceuticals, and things that we use regularly. So it gives a lot of opportunities. Having said so, in terms of the key areas of opportunities, Mr. Obin mentioned some of them, but I will just reiterate a few of them. Agro-processing is key. We consider Ghana as an agrarian economy. The fact that about 50% of our population is employed in the agricultural sector makes it imperative that our agribusiness is taken more seriously. The good thing is that we have a lot of arable lands around, and therefore can be cultivated into all kinds of products. And the second thing is that agriculture's contribution to GDP continues to decline. And it's happening so because we are not actually doing serious commercial agriculture. I'm happy that Tony from Blue Sky spoke. The fact is that sometimes they even struggle to get the raw material that they need. And that is a huge opportunity for people who want to do commercial agriculture to produce to feed industry. For us, even though we speak more for industry, we link agriculture to industry very, very closely. And therefore, if we have companies that are doing commercial agriculture and producing raw materials to feed the industry on a consistent basis, it's a big opportunity. Cashew, cocoa, and several other products are very important. In the manufacturing sector, there are several sectors that AGI as an industry will cover. But the key one that I think is of critical importance and opportunities are also available are the pharmaceutical sector. A lot of the pharmaceutical products we import into the country and used in the country are imported. Even though we have good pharmaceutical companies, we still import the chunk of drugs from outside. It means that the opportunity is there for us to go into this area. Electrical and electronics, we have good cable companies that are producing for Ghanaian market and even for exports. But other electronics are hardly produced here. So assemblage of all these are very important. We have a big opportunity in the aluminum chain. Ghana has a good deposit of aluminum, of bauxite. And Ghana is to produce this bauxite on a large scale and then convert it to alumina, and then to the other ancillary businesses. The good thing is that we have already a big aluminum smelting plant in Ghana, but the raw material is always sent out before it's further processed and comes down. The government is trying to do all this. So the opportunities in the aluminum chain is huge, and there's a serious plan around it. I think that investors who want to do business in Ghana could look at all this. Salt production, Ghana and Senegal has one of the best deposits, and I think that people should take advantage of it as well. These days, there's a lot of vehicle assembly companies coming here. They already have VW assembling here. Toyota, Nissan, they are all coming. So these are all opportunities. Plastics, rubber products are also very important. Toiletries and cosmetics. The cosmetic value chain is another huge opportunity because a lot of the raw materials are here, like shea butter and several products that the cosmetic companies need. The construction sector is another interesting sector. We have companies that are producing various construction products. I will not limit my presentation of opportunities to only agriculture and manufacturing. We also have opportunity in the energy sector, not just the production, but also because what is happening now, we even have, one could say, excess capacity in terms of energy supply, but the growth in demand for energy is very high. It's about over 10% per annum. And therefore, in the near future, we'll still need more energy. Besides, renewables are also becoming very important. And a lot of the new companies that are coming are looking at other venues of generating energy. Infrastructure is important. Ghana, we have 1.7 million housing deficits. And therefore, these are all opportunities that one can look at. As you know, Ghana has been producing oil and gas for the past few years, and there are a lot of opportunities in there as well. So these are key opportunities. We have just done what we call the National Export Strategy Development document, and it highlights a number of things that Ghana is focusing on for exports. And therefore, conditions are being created to encourage companies to produce in Ghana and export. I have a few lists of some of the products.
Seth, thank you. I think if as Seth says, there's a plethora of opportunities in Ghana, and I think if anybody wants to see this, I think they should ask you for it. And I think these are fantastic points. So thank you so much to both Dr. Obeng and Seth Akwaboah for Ghana. I now would like to move on to talk about the opportunities in Liberia. I'm delighted to be able to welcome our Liberian colleagues at Hogan Lovells. We've done a lot of work over the years in Liberia, and indeed we had the inspirational Ellen Johnson Sirleaf speaking at our recent forum. So with that in mind, if we could unshare this screen, please, Seth, then I would like to ask first the Honourable James Strother, President of Liberian Business Association, then Dominic Nimeli, the Chairman of Trade and Commerce for Liberia Business Association, and then George Willicore, the Chairman of the Business Development and Training Liberia Business Association, to speak. I'm all ears and only one mouth, so I'm very much looking forward to this. So the Honourable James Strother, please get on with it and tell us about Liberia in an inspirational way as your former president. It would be great. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to everybody on this platform. Let me first say to the UK Liberia Chamber of Commerce, thanks very much to get us on this platform. I think this is the opportunity for Liberia to be showcased outside the world for people to know what we have in our country. Firstly, I'd like to give you an overview of the Liberia Business Association, when it was established, and what are the challenges and what is the purpose of which it was established. Liberia Business Association was established in 1993 by the legislature with a challenge.
Hi there, we're struggling, I think, there's some bandwidth issues, I think, here with Liberia. Maybe we could, Mr. Strother, you could re-sign in, and in the meantime, maybe we could go direct to your colleague, Dominic Nimeli. Maybe Dominic, are you around? Maybe you could talk us through if you're on, Dominic, maybe you could speak while we try and reconnect there with the Honourable James Strother. If you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Fantastic. You're looking great.
Thank you.
So maybe if you could give your presentation, and then hopefully we'll get James back.
Okay. I'd like to say a warm welcome to everyone, and I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor. Liberia have a growing population of 5.2 million, and it's growing up to more in the nearby futures. And we are open to do business. If you check the world richest countries in stuff, Liberia count number 7.
It's the most green country in the world, I would say. So it is my pleasure to introduce these few sectors to you, not limited. We are open in the first place to do business with you. Sorry that I was in London in 2019, but I didn't have the time to meet with you guys on another business program. The first one have to do with the rice. Liberia consumes 36,000 metric tons of rice every quarter, which is every 3 months. And that is on the increase as well. And that is our major food in Liberia. So we are looking to any partner in that sector, and we try to grow it too as well. So we're looking into agriculture in the rice sector and other products as well. For example, we signed a contract with Japan under $157 million last year, 2020. And we signed another contract with the Ivorians because the Ivorians have used the source time over time, and they see that Liberian source is being kept. We're not making that much use out of it. So we signed a contract with the Africans in 2019 as well to come and do, we partnered with how to do farming to take the products out of Liberia as well. And we look into the farming sector more in Liberia because we need to be able to feed ourselves from what we eat. And our big problem in Liberia here is that's number 2. Transportation, we are talk about aviation, airplane, we talk about trucks, buses, and etc. First, Liberia doesn't own a plane. We don't have a plane. And we are connected with Sierra Leone, Africa's Guinea, and etc. So we have one plane coming once in a while on Nigeria or Ghana. And we are looking for partners in those directions. Liberia have 23 airports, 2 major ones, and the rest are in the various counties, in the rural parts. So the ones in the rural parts, you have more customers or more traffic there because you have people doing mining, like the BHE Bilidon, the Asinomitad that you guys know about, and there's many more. So we're looking for aircraft that can run in the various counties, and we're looking for aircraft that can run in the region. We'll talk about Ghana, Africa, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and etc. We talk about transportation on water as well. We're looking for transportation on water as well. We're talking about boats, ferries, a bigger one that can take cars and etc. to go to the rural counties, the rural part of Liberia. In that same vein, we have ports that are available that we can sign a contract to do with any investor out there, like the Greenville Sano Harper Port. The Greenville Sano Harper Port is the closest port in West Africa from the west. And that is just lying down there because we have nobody yet to take it. We have another port, which is the Picano Port. People have expressed interest in it. but it haven't gone through 100% yet. We have roads that we can do projects on as well. We are open to doing projects from government and other partners on those road projects, connectivities to the various counties, and many more. That is number two. Number three, we talk about real estate. Liberia is like a virgin in the region of West Africa. We are behind time in so many things. The real estate business in Liberia is picking up, and we have a huge demand of real estate. Liberia have 3 entrances. One is on the Araba International Highway. One is on the Cape Man, which is of course the road that goes to Sierra Leone. And another one is on the radar side, which of course the road that leads to Africa's and Guinea. So we are looking into a short-term or long-term contract on the real estate, like from 3 years to 7 years or 3 years to 5 years payment term, from $10,000 per unit, which is 1 room apartment, or $20,000 per unit, 2 rooms apartment and above. And there's a huge demand for that in Liberia. As I speak to you, we have 2 persons that invested into that, and they have a huge traffic, a very huge traffic. Some people pay cash; they don't even go through the payment term or payment plan. And that is for number 3. And we have minerals, those who want to get into mining. We have TMAT, who want to do logging, and many, many more in Liberia. Like I previously stated, our biggest problem in Liberia is access to finance. In Liberia, it's the only place that you see someone give you loan the very day they give you loan with 17, 18 to 35%, and you start to pay back the same day. So we are looking for assistance from those areas, and we're open to do any business that is clean to do in Liberia, and you have all rights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nameli. That was open for business in every single way. Lots of opportunities. We won't get into rice in West Africa, I think, however, today. The next speaker is, I hope, George Willicore, Chairman of Business Development and Training, Liberia Business Association. And then if we can go back briefly to the Honourable James Strother, who hopefully will come on. But George, tell us about Liberia. What are the opportunities there? Over to you. You're muted.
Okay, good. All right, good morning.
Good morning, great to see you.
Okay, good, thank you. So basically, I will be talking on the agriculture sector. Also be talking on the both agriculture. I'm going to be also be talking on the short-term and long-term crop on the oil and gas industry, and also the renewable energy. But before I get start on that, I just want to talk a little about the economic indicators of Liberia, so the investors can know how the indicator look like here. So Liberia, we use the US dollar currency as a major currency. So and there's no restriction on repatriation of profits. So meaning wherein you invest your money, you can get your money back, investment return. So that's one of the guarantees we have here in Liberia. Yeah. So the head of state is President George Weah, as we are aware. Then we have the inflation rate came at 13.8% in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're talking about business under the COVID-19. And these are some of the reasons why people want to seek help us seek some investment opportunities. Then our small business participation is just 25%, which in 2020, that's what made it more important that I work with the Liberian Business Association, because we have a lot of Liberians that are doing business, but as my colleagues earlier stated, lack of access to capital. So we are open. The labor force in Liberia is 2.3 million. That's the estimate of 2019. So that's just it. And we have the mixed law in Liberia as well. All right. So comes to the agriculture sector, you know, we have like we are importing almost everything, especially when it comes to basic commodities in Liberia. The rice, the sugar, the spaghetti, and whatever. But anyway, that just the short term because one need to sustain themselves. But the resilience in which we see in terms of investment in the rice sector in Liberia is very, very high. We need more investors in the rice sector because we try to develop we try to do the agriculture something on a commercial scale because we've been doing something called a subsistence farming, wherein people just grow rice for they and their family. But this time around, we try to see how we can get investors that are going to do our commercial farming, where in which we can grow rice on a larger scale because rice is highly consumed in Liberia. Rice is our staple food. So next to rice is cassava. So while we're doing the short term, maybe importing rice in the meantime, but we can be importing forever and ever. So we need to like try to start growing rice in Liberia. So where we can have investors coming in the rice sector, I think it'll be good. And the goal is for Liberia to reach a production capacity of plus 500 a metric ton of meal rice per year. So we can have 500 metric ton per year. I think that's going to be good. So another thing that we also try to look at, we also try to consider the short-term crop farming, where we have the cassava, the vegetables, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and all the kind of things. Now, we just conducted a research on the cassava market. Next to rice, cassava has a huge potential. Liberia cassava is one of the best cassava in the world. Liberia cassava is very, very organic. So wherein we have investors trying to or wanting to invest in the cassava sector of Liberia, I think that's going to be a plus for us because a part in Liberia on the local consumption, we use cassava for debug, gari, and fufu. But looking at the international market, once we grow more cassava, we can use cassava for renewable energy, biofuel, economic medicine, starch. I mean, just to name a few. So you use cassava to do a lot. We even use cassava to produce alcohol. So wherein we have investors coming to Liberia wanting to open a starch company in Liberia, because we also import starch and we have cassava here. So once we're doing cassava on a large scale, we know that you have factories that are going to be fixing starch. So automatically there's a market for the cassava. So we're not only looking at the rice, we're also looking at the cassava market. So cassava has a very huge potential on the Liberian market, wherein we need investors that are going to partner with us to invest in the rice and the cassava market to grow rice and cassava on a commercial scale. So we can be exporting cassava. Cassava has a huge market in China, in America, and something. If people need information, any investment information, we have the cassava magazine that we can share with you people to make informed decision on investment. Then we also have Concuba, we have the onions and something. But however, the Ministry of Agriculture also advise on the processes and necessary permits. So when you have that kind of need, we link you to the necessary people. So that's for the agriculture sector. So looking at the oil and gas, looking at the oil and gas market, Liberia is not like Nigeria when it comes to oil. Liberia is not an oil country. Liberia is not an oil country. It's not an oil country. So the need for investment in that oil sector is very key because we use the gas to do a lot. Transportation, you need gasoline. Liberia is not a country that have a stable electricity, meaning the consumption rate of gasoline is very huge. It's very high because you use gasoline to even own generator and to supply power. So the oil and gas industry is also very key. So Liberia does not have a well-developed upstream oil and gas industries that are hydrocarbon exploration activities in Liberian territory water started in the late of the 1960s. But however, those activities ceased in 2016 and 2017. So there's a need for oil and gas investors who are going to be investing in the oil and gas sector in Liberia. As I said, Liberia is not a country like Nigeria. It's an oil sector. It's an oil base. So one investing in oil and gas will have a huge return on investment. So in October 2019, the government amended a new petroleum reform law to integrate key administrative and operational activities specifically the Oil Petroleum Reform Law, which increased the surface of the offshore blocks from 2,000 square kilometer to 3,500. So we have the information here. Then the next thing I'm going to be, we're looking at that we need investors for. I hope I'm not too fast because I'm looking at time. Another thing we're looking at is the renewable energy. Renewable energy is also key. So investment opportunities, transmission and distribution is also very key. I just stated on the oil and gas. Now the oil and gas, we have them wherein we need them to run our basic day-to-day activities. But the renewable energy, where you have what we need, the off-grid power production, potential wind, waste of energy or biomass, and all the kind of things. We're using waste material into using them to refine or to bring them into life, where you can use them. Company we have, because we already have a waste management company in Liberia. We have lots of waste in Liberia, and trust me, in Liberia, you just see people, even when they drink the sachet water, they just take that plastic. They trash it, but that particular plastic can be used to what? It can be refined. So we have a lot of things here to generate a source of income. So look at the renewable energy is very key, because
thank you, George. That was, so we got renewables and the oil and gas space and the agricultural space, which is absolutely critical. Can I just come back now, maybe to, if the Honourable James Strother is back on, maybe a couple of minutes, and then we'll move to the broader thing of West Africa. So, so thank you very much, George, for that. We're hearing some really interesting things today about Liberia, and hopefully people are going to be picking up on that. So back to you, James, if you've got a moment, but if you could be brief, because we now need to move.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. Thank you. Good morning to everyone. I want to say to the UK Liberia Chamber of Commerce, very great welcome by allowing us to be part of your platform. And I believe this platform will lead the Liberian market to the UK. Quickly to the overview of Commission to our Liberians to become active participants in the development of the national economic, to engage the government to secure concession and incentives that will enhance the capacity of Liberians to make full possible advantage of opportunities in business. LIBA have been working over the period of time with the locals, and then LIBA was established only for the indigenous Liberians. That is, we have 15 counties in our land in Liberia, and we occupy the 15 counties, and with all the Liberian-owned indigenous businesses is under the control of LIBA. The mission was to ensure growth and protection of the Liberian-owned businesses. And the aim and objective and the vision is to achieve middle income status. Now, introducing the market to you, Liberia is a virgin country. When I say virgin country, is we are open to a lot of businesses to do, because here in our land, we do not produce anything that we can export easily. All that our consuming product here is something that we import into our country. So connecting with the UK market or the UK business people, we believe strongly we're going to look at two phases of what we're going to be doing. One is partnership, look at investment opportunity of all bringing into what we have. So it's win-win situation. So our major issue here is the commodity into Liberia that is bright, and particularly in rice, the agriculture sector is key. So we have flour, sugar, everything that is consumable is something that we import into Liberia. So we look at a housing facility that is real.
I'm afraid, Mr. Strother, I'm afraid we've lost you again. So, if people want to know, I'm sure we can answer questions coming back. So we've lost you. Your bandwidth is not good enough. So could you, Linda and Jennifer, could you Could you switch that off? I'd like then to move. I'd like to have a broader view now, I think, from Monsieur Akadiri, who's the Executive Director of la Fédération de Chambre de Commerce et l'Industrie de l'Afrique de l'Ouest. Monsieur Akadiri, maybe you could give us a view of the wider opportunities throughout West Africa, because we haven't heard anything on Francophone Africa yet. And I think what you do is you look across ECOWAS. So I think it would be really helpful to have a view from you, having heard what you've heard from other people as well, and bringing in your vast experience into that. So merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me to this meeting. I believe that we are running against time. I will go quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, on behalf of the President of FEWASI, the Federation of ECOWAS Chambers of Commerce, Mr. Famon Touré, let me stand on the existing protocol to thank the UK Ghana Chambers of Commerce and other organizers of this forum for inviting us to deliver a note on the occasion of this forum. In my capacity as the Executive Director of FEWASI, I'm very, very honored to do so on this occasion when Africa is facing 3 more challenges added to poverty and the security issue that push our youths into illegal immigration in Europe. I mean Brexit, COVID-19 pandemic, and the AFCFTA entry into force. These are strategic reposition opportunity for growth and development, but we have to remember and show empathy for those who lost their loved one, business and means of livelihood during the pandemic. All previous intervention talk about the business opportunity in West Africa. I will not go back, but let me tell you that collectively, the 15 countries of ECOWAS with a population of near 500 million are richly endowed with abundant natural and human resources. In some Francophone country or in a major country of West Africa, we have like Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, who are leading business in the region. For example, the total of the region has averaged $208.1 billion. Exports are projected at approximately 137 billion, one import total about 80 billion. The main activity country in trade are Nigeria, which alone account for approximately 76% of total trade, followed by Ghana, 9.2%, and Cote d'Ivoire, 8.64%. The trade surplus of the region, estimated at about 47 billion, is attributed to Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, when other countries have a deficit in trade balance. Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal concentrate 7% of trade in the region. We get this because we have a population, market, labor force. We have infrastructure. In infrastructure, we have many opportunities that people discussed before. We have opportunity in agriculture, opportunity in digital, economic, and service sector. We have opportunity in production and manufacturing. For example, in Cote d'Ivoire, in recent time, growth can be attributed to its flourishing agricultural services and industry, as well as the inflow of foreign direct investment. Cote d'Ivoire has several kinds of farmland and the climate that enable the development of a wide range of agro-industry and food products in greater demand. Let me focus on what will be the expectation between UK and ECOWAS member states. We think that we need long-term and low-cost, or we have a long-term and low-cost capital technology to develop and interact the major public infrastructure. People before me already talked about it. Is a business opportunity. We need to boost the production and the processing agricultural commodity through value chain in value addition value chain. We need to boost activity of the private sector through joint venture with UK business people. We also need market access provided under economic partnership agreement that UK can sign with ECOWAS. UK direct investment are also need in service sector. Technology is very important also. My organization, the Federation of West Africa Chambers of Commerce that I'm leading, we were created since 1976. immediate 1 year with 1 year after creation of ECOWAS. And what we are doing is to assess or to enable access to market in the region, to facilitate regional investment for those who want to join or want to invest in our country. We are working with other business associations that we can provide a platform for business people from UK, because we have a successful experience like EcoBank, ASCAI, that we created under community enterprises. So this is a platform. This is an opportunity that we can use to invite UK business people to come in our region. I believe that I will share my presentation to you so that we can fully look at it and discuss formally. Various studies have conducted, and the report issued clearly outline the various infrastructure economic priority projects in ECOWAS region. FEWASI, in conjunction with the UK private sector, can jointly work to achieve engagement to support entrepreneur or investor for more concrete engagement on specific projects of interest. The world is facing global COVID-19 pandemic, which has claimed life and placed embargo on the smooth run of business. We remain conscious of the great devastation the pandemic is causing, both socially and economically. Our thoughts are this was for those who lost their life. I already talked about it before, but the grave impact of COVID-19 on public health should serve as a wake-up call for us to spur and engage government in the UK and ECOWAS to pay attention to the government, to development emerging sector under the framework of a joint venture to strengthen our cooperation, because we believe that the time is now to invest in West Africa. Thank you very much for listening to me. Over to you, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Akadiri. That was fantastic, and it's really good for us to be able to get a broader view, I think, of the West Africa position, and particularly looking at how the UK can work with it. Because I know from my role with the UK government's African Investors Group, we're looking all the time to try and promote trade between African countries and the UK. So that was a really helpful summary.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm available for question if people need more explanation.
That's good. That's perfect. If you could just switch off your machine, I'll now turn to the first of our sponsors, William Boateng, who's the Executive Head of Corporate and Enterprise Banking for the Bank of Africa, which is, I'm sure you all know, but it's a Pan-African bank present in 33 countries, 18 in Africa, and the rest spread across 4 continents. It's a strategic intent to be labeled as the trade bank with their global presence. So with that, I'd like to ask William to outline some ideas about how you can support trade in West Africa and Ghana. So thank you very much, Mr. Boateng. Over to you.
Okay, Andrew, thank you very much. And good morning to everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. Like Andrew rightly said, Bank of Africa, we are a global, we are a Pan-African, a multinational Pan-African bank with a global presence. And that makes us the right partner in this conversation that we're having, looking out for the opportunities between the UK business world and our West African counterparts. Let me quickly share my presentation. Okay.
Excellent. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to give you any hints, because I'm not
No.
very good at this. I'm not very good at this myself. So thank you very much.
All right, good. So quickly, Bank of Africa, I just give you an overview of the group, our presence on the continent, and our value proposition, especially for this forum. If you look at the group, we are looking at BMC is our mother bank, which is the largest and the second largest privately bank in Morocco, and currently is the 12th largest on the continent, with a capital value of 2.3 billion, an asset value of 32 billion. That actually puts us ahead of EcoBank, UBA, Zenith, and FBN. If you're looking at competitive banks on the continent. That gives us a unique position in terms of capacity, and then what we are capable of doing in terms of presenting ourselves as the right partner for trade opportunities on the continent and across the globe as well. If you look at Bank of Africa, like Andrew rightly said, we are present in 32 countries. So if you're looking at the UK, we are there as BMC London, and just let me make sure that I'm able to move these slides.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah.
That was impressive.
Good. So we are there in the UK, and so when you're looking at source partner, you know, maybe before you make inquiries on the continent, you would find a right partner there, and with the support from our BMC subsidiary in the UK. On the African continent, we are, like Andrew said, and Andrew, is actually 20 countries that we are present in on the continent. And when we are zeroing in on the West African sub-region, we are in 8 countries, most especially very strong in the West Africa, in the French-speaking countries. So we are in Benin, we are in Burkina Faso, Ghana, obviously, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Togo as well. What that does is that it gives us a unique presence as far as network is concerned. And we're able to connect our various partners. If you're coming from the UK and then you need the right network, the right, we've heard all the participants talk about the sectors that are thriving in their various countries. Where we have the presence, we're able to connect you to the right network in terms of customers in the various sectors that you're looking to participate in. Obviously, like we indicated, we're a Pan-African bank with a global presence. We have an experienced and dedicated team, guys who have done corporate banking, who have expertise in trade to support an enterprise as we are looking to do. What the group has decided to do 2 years ago was to leverage on its network across the globe, and in particular in Africa, to become the trade bank of the continent. And so we are providing various support, leveraging on our people with their expertise, with their experience, with the various products that we have, to partner people from the UK who are looking to take advantage of the enormous opportunities that we have on the continent, and especially in the West African sub-region. Like I indicated, we are very present in these 8 countries. We have dedicated people. Our operations are standardized across the subsidiaries. And so you are very much guaranteed in terms of having a trustworthy partner who can guarantee efficiency in your operations. We have the capacity to lead you to the various sectors because we participate in all the sectors that has been outlined by the various speakers in the various economies in the West African sub-region. And obviously we have the usual corporate banking solutions. We have the trade bit that we've spoken about. We have the treasury bit that will provide both investments and hedging products to support any venture that you want to look at. Even when it comes to the SME side, we are very strong in there. We've had challenges in raw material supply for the various agricultural sectors across the sub-region. There are various guarantee funds in country right now, if you talk about the Ghana situation, that we are partners of to support such ventures. And so we present ourselves as the right partner to support your ventures in the West African sub-region. If you're looking for a partner and if you're looking for trustworthy, one that has capacity, one that has local knowledge in the various countries, and one that has the network to connect you to the right places in the right sectors, Bank of Africa, it's there. So I'll leave the rest to questions and I'll be here. I'll be glad to answer them once you have them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Boateng. That was really, really excellent and well put. So that's fantastic. Finally, on the speaker, before we move to our final speaker, there'll be a short period for question and answer at the end. So if there are questions and answers, I'll ask the questions, but if you want to put them in the Q&A, that's fine. The speakers, I'm sure, will be able to respond to you directly live if you want to during the period anyway. So if it's not answered, they will see them and they can follow up with you afterwards. But with that, I'd like to turn to Eliel da Fonseca Vieira, who is going to speak to us about Contractor Construction UK and about what they've been doing in Africa. Eliel has over 20 years of experience in strategic planning, finance, controlling client relationships across a lot of Lusophone areas like Brazil, Angola, Mozambique, and currently in Ghana. Business Development Director at Contractor Construction UK and leading a team of workers. And so Eliel, over to you really now to summarize what you have to offer, and thank you for your sponsorship of this event. So over to you.
Thank you, Andrew, and good morning to all of you connected to our webinar today. So I hope to be very brief talking to you about our company operation in Africa. And before that, just briefly explain how it all started. Let me see if we can move through this slides here. Okay. So our company is originally from Brazil. It was started in Brazil in the 90s. And in Brazil, we have been implementing several type of projects in the various sectors, flood control, dam, reservoir, ports and airports, railway, subway, and train stations. And now coming to the main point of discussion for us today, Africa. We started operation in Africa, precisely in Ghana in 2012, with our subsidiary here in Accra. And our first project in the country was a hangar for the Air Force. It was a slightly small project of $17 million US, which we used to say that it was our business card to present our company to the country. After that project, we, in 2015, signed the contract for our landmark project in the country, which is the Kumasi market. I believe some of you will know, especially those who know Ghana, may have heard about this project. on our strategy to augment our operation in the country, to boost our operation in the country, relying on the bilateral relationship between Ghana and the UK. We also started our subsidiary in the country in 2016, also to be able to take advantage of the UK export credit agents, UKF. In the same year, we also set up a subsidiary in Italy with the same purpose. And after that, the setting up of these two subsidiaries in those two countries enabled us to boost our operation in Ghana. In 2018, we signed a contract for the University of Somania, phase 1. After that, in the same year, we also signed for the phase 2 of the Kumasi Airport, which is expected to finish in 2022. We also signed in 2018, December, the second phase of the Kumasi market, which is currently under construction, expected to be concluded in 2024. Then we moved on to the four hostels in the eastern region of Ghana, another contract of roads in Kumasi, and the hostel. But just going through quickly, I want to get to the new projects that we are envisaging, because it's where we see most opportunities to happen. I'm just going through the slides so you can see the projects. And here we are to talk about our new project. So we are expecting to sign within the year of 2021 a project for 117 kilometers of roads going from Adoso to Bunso here in Ghana. We are also expecting to sign a contract for the ring road, outer ring road in Kumasi. So, and also a contract for some high courts, some district courts, and some penitentiary facilities in the country. So what is important about, why it's important to talk about this new project contract signing is the fact that these projects will obviously generate opportunities for trades between the countries, between the UK and Ghana in various areas. So these projects will demand for materials, for services, and also all kinds of goods to be implemented in the country. And since contractor is using the ECA scheme, meaning that we go to UKF to request them to support our project, to support the government of Ghana to finance the project. As a counterpart, the UK export credit agents will require that at least 30 or 40% of the project is exported from the UK to Ghana, right? The 30% may come from other countries, and another 30% will be local content. But if you look at it, we have opportunity for trades, for exports coming from the UK, other coming from any other country, 30% of this project, and also for local content. In this context, contractor is open to discuss, to receive your portfolios or the various companies presenting this webinar. We have a procurement department which is very knowledgeable about all these projects and what are our needs, so you can get in touch and interact with them. You will have our contacts also in this presentation at the end. Apart from Ghana, contractor is now implementing a program to expand its operation to other countries. So, well, we are trying to prospect business in the whole continent, but we are focusing mainly in our neighboring countries here. So I'm talking about Liberia, I'm talking about Ivory Coast, and I'm talking about Benin. I must say that in the case of Liberia, we had very advanced discussions with the government of the country to expand the terminal at the airport, the international airport in the capital city. Obviously, as one of our speakers said before, financing is a challenge for the country, but we do hope that we will find a solution. Hopefully, I will find a solution out of this webinar. I will engage in conversations with our friend from the Bank of Africa and see if we can find a solution to finance projects in Liberia. Well, this is pretty much what we had to present. This is just a flow chart on how we develop our projects. Contractor mainly works on a sole source base, because we understand that this is how we can add value to our clients. So we propose solutions. We go to the client, we understand the need, we design it, we find a financial package that is suitable to the client, we package it all together, and we offer to our client. These reduce the time of implementation, time of development, and the overall cost of the project. So this is how we've been growing in Ghana, and this is what enabled us to start with a 20 million project in 9 to 10 years ago, and to have today order book and a portfolio of about €1 billion in the continent. All right, so I think I end here, Andrew, and I revert back to you.
Thank you so much, Eliel, and thank you. I mean, I have to say, panel, what a great job. Lots of interesting material, finished bang on time, which is perfect. But also, you know, setting up conversations already. I can hear between, you know, Bank of Africa, between contractor, Federation of West Africa Chambers of Commerce and Industry from Mr. Akadiri is very, very open, and I'm seeing in the chat he's open to discussion. So following on from this, just please make your cards available, make your presentations available, and there will be lots of follow-up. We've had a couple of questions. I think there's a couple, William Boateng, to you. About I think I can put it probably in the sense of, do you find any issues in Ghana, both as regards funding direct new build projects, but also the financial grey listing by the EU? Do you think things are going to improve at the end of this month? So maybe we could start, William, if you're on, maybe tell us a bit about how you see the market more generally, the market in Ghana, maybe at the moment for lending and financing.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Regarding the grey listing by the EU, but normally you would see the impact of this on corresponding banking activities of banks, and then a lowering of investor confidence generally. But the good thing is that COVID has clouded issues a bit. In itself has slowed down everything, and so from that perspective, it's limited the impact of it. And also the fact that this has been, hopefully, once we get out of this, with the news that we should be coming out of it, of this later this month, has sort of limited the potential impact that you normally would see when there's any such thing. The measure that has been put in place has been found to be very satisfactory, and therefore, if you're talking about investor confidence, the fact that the government was able to raise the Eurobond and has been on the capital market and be successful at that, has shown the little effect that this has had on overall economy and investor confidence. The market in Ghana remains very cautious because of the pandemic impact. It remains real, and therefore But we do see the opening up of the economy, the gradual opening up of the economy. With it comes some sort of confidence coming back as far as industry is concerned. Of course, the fiscal challenges that the government is having remains a serious concern for everybody interested in the economy. But in terms of industry activities, we see an opening up, and therefore opportunities are coming back. Hotels are reopening again. Banks are, however cautious, are still interested in corporate financing, and then looking at for good opportunities in the various sectors that have been described earlier. There are some sectors that remain sort of out of coverage area because of the pandemic. Somebody has asked a question earlier regarding the real estate bit. COVID had put this thing that's on the back burner. But of course, under normal circumstances, when you have a very clear offtake arrangements, it could be looked at. So there are various sectors of the economy that are essential, and therefore, with the opening up presents clear opportunities. Confidence is coming back as people are getting second doses, and hoping that the vaccine program would increase, and we would see the back of the pandemic, and everything will be back to normal, the new normal.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. That's oh, the host muted me, and now I think I'm back on. I'm assuming you will be able to hear me. There was a question about trade parks, but I'd like to expand it really to logistics, because I feel in West Africa, with what we're seeing Arise doing and others in this space, maybe Aminu Akadiri could give a view on possible logistics, or anybody else. If you want to talk about logistics in West Africa, please put your hand up, because that's been a question which has been asked. But I'll start, I think, maybe with on the broader ECOWAS West Africa side, maybe with Aminu Akadiri, if you have a view on that. I think there's with the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, people looking to get scale, you have to move things around. So my assumption is logistics are going to be a key issue. So do we have can we have a view on that? Maybe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. You may know that West Africa is one of the most vibrant regional economic association, if I can speak like that, where people are moving freely. And we just conclude CFTA that will support the free movement of person, good, and the right of establishment. I believe that this is a key area of opportunity in West Africa, because moving good from Nigeria to Benin, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire is a real opportunity. I believe that the question the person is asking is how can we, or what can we do to improve this logistic within the region? We at the FEWASI, we know that we still have challenge on some barrier on the road. That's why we suggest the project of a maritime company that we call a Sea-Link, that will move good from Nigeria all over the coastal region of West Africa. So if an investor are ready to come and join us, we are available to receive. And there is also a very good that we inform people that at ECOWAS level, there is a law, protocol, measure that are supporting anybody want to create a logistic company within the region to support the ease of doing business.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much. Anthony, there's quite a long question which came through about Blue Sky working locally in Ghana, right? Which I think you do already because you are a Ghanaian firm. I don't know if you saw the question, but maybe you could just reiterate perhaps the way you do business.
Yes, certainly. I mean, I think it's very important to understand that the huge opportunities that face us in West Africa are not necessarily in those old, what they call traditional areas like oil and the minerals. And of course, everybody will always seek to try and explore and exploit those opportunities. But to my mind, agriculture is the answer. And one of the questions I was just actually beginning to type an answer came through about, would Blue Skies be prepared to help? We would. We certainly would. We'll do anything we can to help fellow West Africans to understand what the challenges are. We supply something like 17, 18 different retailers in Europe, a large number in Britain, but a declining number there actually in Britain for various reasons, which I needn't go into now, but certainly within mainland Europe, huge opportunities. And it's great to hear some of our Francophone friends talking. We're supplying people like Monoprix, Carrefour, we're Esselunga in Italy, Albert Heijn in Holland, and many, many more. And I think they are very, very keen actually to do their bit. They see it that way, actually to support Africa, particularly West Africa, which is very much the breadbasket for tropical fruit. But there are so many opportunities there for people who are prepared to take up the baton and run with it. Blue Skies is there to help. And the question came through, would you help managerially with quality control, with other various things? Yes, certainly we will. We were the first to introduce Global Gap, which is the basic requirement for agricultural excellence in Europe. For Africa, we were the first ones. We were the first ones with fair trade, first ones with an organization which deals with linking the environment with food, LEAF it's called. All these organizations, come with sort of complex requirements. Yeah, we've done it. We've got the T-shirt. We know how to do it, and we're very happy to help out.
Thank you. You heard it. You heard it here. So please, so send your notes in to Anthony. There was a question earlier on, I think, about, I'm picking up on the agriculture side, about the security of investment in agriculture in Liberia and how that could be done. Maybe either Dominic or maybe Dominic or George could answer that. Take a view on that. How easy is it and how safe is it to invest in agriculture in Liberia? I think was basically the question. So anybody who has a working network could leap in there. Dominic, maybe, or George. I think the Honourable James is welcome to try and answer that, but George looks like George. Okay, you can answer. Do you want to answer that?
Yes, sir. Please take a question again, please.
I think it's the question. I think came from somebody in Liberia asking about how secure it was to invest in how straightforward it is to invest in the agriculture sector in Liberia and what steps need to be taken to secure that investment.
In the agriculture sector?
Yes, I think that was the question.
Oh, all right. Yeah, for the agriculture sector, the investment, there are a lot of incentives. They are added because the need for investing in the agriculture sector is very huge in Liberia. The government of Liberia is prioritizing the agriculture sector. Is primary now because we've seen that the agriculture sector is the foundation of everything. So the government of Liberia, and they have some kind of a smooth operation with investors. There are more incentives. They have there. Even if an investor comes to Liberia and wants to invest in the agriculture sector, just give a specific which sector you want to invest in. We're going to take you to the necessary government officials that are responsible, like the Ministry of Agriculture. So they have a whole investment incentives in line. Where the first thing is that when you get there, you have stakeholders or you have partners that are involved in the agriculture sector. So we have something called a Liberia Food Production Program. So once you meet with them, they're going to show you that you want to invest in the rice sector, you want to invest in the oil palm sector, and all of that. Now,
okay.
another opportunity, another opportunity to invest in the agriculture sector in Liberia. once you have done a first negotiation and you want to ship in equipment, agri equipment like machineries, because the problem we have is these pumping machines and other machines. We don't have the machines that are going to do cultivation. Once you want to ship in those kind of machines, you have a duty is almost like free. Yeah, it's good. Duty is free. Duty is free in Liberia. Yeah, so you're not going to pay money on that.
Okay,
so
that's great. Dominic, I think you, George, thanks. Dominic, I think you were wanting to come in on that. Then I will take, I'll deal with one final question after this, which I will answer myself.
On security matter concerning the lands, because people been having land issues, we make sure Liberia Business Association, which is LIBA, going to make sure and know those owners that claim that they are the owner of those land, make sure check all the documents, make sure it's in proper
perfect. That's a very important point.
Yeah, and invest into that personal land to cultivate the place for our farm. We make sure we do the due diligence for you, because we don't want today, tomorrow for our name to spoil. Like we carry our money and another family coming or claiming this land, and the investors start going from court to court. No, so we do all of the due diligence for the investors.
That's land tenure is absolutely critical point. So thank you, Dominic, for raising that. I mean, there was one further question about the money for arts and culture, which I think is a challenge. Obviously, being on the board of the Smithsonian and also on the board of 154, I'm very keen to promote the arts and culture. I think there are people on the ground who can do it, and if you need any help on that, just drop me a line. With that, I would say thank you so much to the two chambers of commerce, our two sponsors, and in particular to all our panelists who have been incredibly forthright, very informative, and almost precisely on time. Thank you also for the questions which everybody's got, and thank you to the organizers. With that, I wish you farewell. I wish you a good day. Boa tarde, bonsoir, etc. Many thanks indeed. So thank you to everybody. Goodbye.
Right.